Welcome back to another episode of the Inquisitive Mama podcast. This is episode 115. I hope everyone is having a great day, great night, wherever you are around the world. On today's guest for the Inquisitive Mama podcast, we have Alex Martin. Alex Martin is a sports journalist. He works for the Naples News Press, Naples Daily News. So, Alex, it's a pleasure to have you on the show a second time.
Yeah, man, good to be back. Glad to be here on a round number. 115 is obviously a lot of time recording this podcast, a lot put into it, man. Good to be back. How you been?
I've been great, man. It's so good to see you in person. I know you were just in Europe not too long ago, hanging out with the fam and traveling all around the world. So how was that?
Yeah, man, it was good. Started in London for 4 days. That was kind of about as expected as you can, think touristy wise.
Yeah.
It was busy, kind of hit all the sites there. Obviously did the British type things, fish and chips, Sunday roast, had a Pimm's, it was pretty good. The eye was impressive, but the architecture there, obviously, very few places here in the States where you can kind of view that type of stuff, maybe DC or, some of the older historical places like Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was pretty good. So went there for 4 days, was in Barcelona for 4 days, got a glimpse of Spain and being on the water there. That was, a nice little place to relax and chill. Really just kind of like kicking back there.
Yeah.
It was hot. The beaches were great. Then moved into Italy, Milan for 1 night, Venice for 2, Florence for 2 nights, and Rome for 3.
Wow.
It didn't matter where you were. The Italian cuisine was, I mean, it was as good as anything I've had. Tried a lot of new things. Was thoroughly impressed with just the taste. And all the stuff there is organic, natural, grown there and everything. So I was, it was fun. I really enjoyed it.
So going to Italy, I got to ask you, what was your favorite Italian dish there?
I mean, the easy answer is cacio e pepe.
What's that?
It's kind of it's a noodle mix.
Uh-huh.
But there was something I had. We're in Venice at the hotel on our island. I'm trying to think of what it was. I think it was gnocchi.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good. The other thing I like there, the serving sizes are a little smaller, but you still feel full.
Uh-huh.
So that was good. The bread there was great. But yeah, I think probably gnocchi. Had cacio e pepe in 2 different spots.
Uh-huh.
Rigatoni.
Ooh, yeah.
It was all. I mean, you couldn't get a bad dish, and we were all, as family, we were kind of trying each other's dishes.
Yeah.
Because we all ordered different stuff. It wouldn't make sense for us to order the same thing if we were sharing anyway.
How was the pizza?
Pizza was good. Had some pizza in, that would have been Venice.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been the first time we got a glimpse of it, and then I think we had it again in Rome. The Venice pizza was, top notch.
Mm-hmm.
The place we went to, we tried, their type of pizza. There wasn't pepperoni sausage or anything like that. It was straight Italian pizza. Definitely something I wish we had here. That's one of the things that I was really impressed with.
I've never been to Italy. Would love to get there. I'm hoping to go soon. The only thing for me is just getting over that long flight. I'm just not a big plane guy, being on a plane that long. So that's my only thing is got to get to Europe, but the long flights are just a killer for me.
Yeah, there and back. It was, so we flew from Miami to London.
Yeah.
On the A380, which was really nice. That's a double-decker plane for those who don't know. But yeah, so that plane left at 5:30, right?
Yeah.
And so, the way we thought about it was, okay, it's too early to try and go to sleep.
Yep.
You get dinner. We got our dinner about hour and a half into the flight or something like that, around 7, give or take. And so we ate dinner, thought we'd be able to fall asleep. I closed my eyes and maybe was just in a light stage of sleep for about a half hour. My parents couldn't sleep, or they tried to. The flight on the way back from Rome to Newark, and then Newark to Fort Myers. Didn't sleep on the flight home from Rome. So it was a little tough. It kind of, it tested us in different ways because we had never taken a flight that long before.
Yeah.
The longest flight we probably would have taken would have been 4.5 hours prior to that. But yeah, it was challenging. The shorter flights were easier, obviously. European Airlines, great service.
Yeah.
British Airways took Singapore from Barcelona to Milan. So that was pretty good. It was about an hour and a half, but the service there was great. They fed you. I think they actually gave us breakfast or lunch or something.
I heard that when being in Europe, for the most part of Europe, I guess, that the flight times are not that long, like just kind of going around, and they're not that expensive from what I've heard.
No, it was relatively cheap, and train rides too.
Yeah.
You could take high-speed rail in Italy. And sit in business class, for example.
Yeah.
We needed business class because we were carrying 6-7 bags.
Jeez.
Through 5 suitcases and then backpack, office type stuff. We probably went, our longest would have been Venice to Florence or Florence to Rome. It was like 50 something euros each, which equates to about $60.
Wow.
And it got you there in about an hour and a half.
That's not bad at all.
Milan to Venice was the longest. Actually, Milan to Venice was the longest one. And that was probably 70 euros. If that, and it's fun because you get to look at the countryside. The one specifically from Milan to Venice, you got a glimpse of the Italian Alps, not far from Switzerland.
That's cool.
So that was really scenic. You kind of, you're not on your phone. You're just kind of looking out the window, when you have chances to. And that was the fun part about it too, because you got a little glimpse of everything kind of in between all those cities.
Yep.
That you wouldn't have seen.
How did you get used to the whole time change over there?
It was, what we did, when we didn't take a nap, we basically, at that point, we just stretched it in. We stretched out our first day there as long as we could, which, to be honest, we fared surprisingly well.
Yeah.
Considering, probably about 24 hours or so of consecutively being awake.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was basically the goal we had coming in, is just to stretch it out as long as we can. And if we have to be in bed by 9 or 10, we have to be in bed by that time. But we did well. Yeah. Saw 2 concerts over there, so that was good. That's cool. Definitely the O2 in London's a must-see venue.
What's that?
It's an arena. Built in, I think, 2007. It's a very popular, that's kind of the concert venue in London, aside from Wembley. Yeah. Wembley, obviously, much bigger. Soccer stadium.
I know about Wembley, yeah. That's the one I know about.
But yeah, the Killers put on a good show.
Oh, wow.
It was a fun time. We weren't there. They actually were playing the Euros.
Yes.
And so they were in pens with I can't remember who they were in pens with, but
okay. I don't
but
know.
they ended up winning in PKs.
Okay.
And
France and Portugal?
It would have been England and
England and
it was a semifinal to send them to the championship
England,
again.
Switzerland.
It had to have been Switzerland, I think.
Wait a minute. Okay, wait. Let's go back a second. So England, yes, they played Spain in the finals and they lost, but then their last 2 games were England versus Switzerland. Then it was England versus.
They were viewed as an underdog against somebody before Spain.
Wasn't it slow? It was Slovakia.
It was something. I want to look.
Or Slovenia. I always get the 2 Slovenia and Slovakia mixed up, but it was okay. I'm with you.
But nonetheless, so we were at a concert on Monday. Yep. This happened Wednesday.
Yep.
We were in Barcelona at the time where we had just flown in, but they were watching. They put the game on.
Yeah.
And then so there was like a game sealing penalty kick or a save. Then right after that, the crowd's going crazy. They go. This is at their encore. They go right into Mr. Brightside.
Wow! The Killers. That's sick. Wow.
And that was, that was pretty awesome.
Your parents were getting into it too.
Yeah. We actually the show we went to, they actually opened up with Mr. Brightside as their first song on the set. For sure. I would have liked to see it as an encore, but starting out that way is really a tone setter.
Yeah. I didn't even know they were still performing.
But yeah, Brandon Flowers is great.
That's crazy. So you had a good time in Europe. That's awesome. I did see on your Instagram you posted you were wearing a Chiefs shirt.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Yeah.
You're not a Chiefs fan.
Yeah. No, I gave myself a reason to bring that and go to a concert. Yeah, so funny, we knew it was a thing. Yeah. Right? And it was just the timing of things. We were going to be in Milan on Sunday, and I was like, I'm just going to bring it just in case. We had no tickets. We didn't really have much intention of going. Mm-hmm. And then, we get off the plane, and we're at baggage claim. Mm-hmm. And my dad's like, I just bought 3 tickets to Taylor Swift.
You went to the Eras tour?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, man.
You didn't tell me. I'm so jealous.
So seeing that in Milan was something. I mean, I will say, we were basically, think football teams were right at the 50-yard line.
Yep.
Right at kind of center stage where the diamond is.
Yeah.
Lower level in San Siro, which is where AC Milan and Inter Milan play. The cost of 3 tickets is...
I don't even want to know.
Put it in perspective, it's probably about less than half of what one would cost here.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly, I don't want to say reasonable, because low 4 figures is, it just depends. But like, people are charging $5,000, $4,000 for the same seats, and we weren't even close to that number for 3 tickets.
I can't believe you went to the Eras tour. You went in Milan.
Yeah, it was
That's
good.
That's amazing.
No, it was.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
I've heard she is absolutely electric on stage. Taylor Swift. I've heard she is like, she performs for 3.5 hours and she just absolutely kills it.
Yeah, it was fun because my mom was like, she wanted to see her a little bit, because my sister went to 2 of the shows in Tampa.
Yeah.
And so my mom's hearing all about it from me, from her.
Yeah.
And she kind of was like, why not? Like, let's do it. We only have we have less than 24 hours in Milan. Milan was pretty slow that day, to be honest. We didn't really check much out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun concert. Definitely, I'm going to guess it's the last one I'm going to see on tour. I don't anticipate going to Miami unless if something
I want to go to
happens.
Miami so bad. I want to go to the Eras tour in Miami so bad. I'm worried. The tickets are so hard. I can't believe. So your dad got tickets when you guys were in Milan, just like that? Kind of?
Yeah. No, they were on StubHub. I mean, it was. I was just stunned at how quote unquote affordable they were.
So I heard, Alex.
I mean, it was basically running $500 a seat.
I heard this. My dad told me. I didn't know this. So I was looking at the Patriots and the Jaguars tickets. They play in Wembley upcoming in October. I guess that you can't resell tickets over there. I think that's why they're cheaper.
It's very strict, and we were kind of a little worried because the way they do tickets over there. At least this is what it said.
Yep.
At the end of the day, the people at the security and stadium didn't care.
Yeah.
You buy a ticket. And then, the ticket has your name on it, and you show that ticket to the check or the scanner. If the name doesn't match what's on your ID, you can't go in. So I did research on this, went into Facebook groups, went to Twitter, are they checking IDs in Milan?
Yeah.
Nothing. So we're like, okay, perfect.
That's
this is great.
That's insane.
So, but yeah, apparently it happened, I think in Belgium or something. But yeah, they're very strict over there about reselling.
Yeah.
And everything.
So what was your favorite moment from the Taylor Swift Eras Tour concert?
I mean, having seen it already in Tampa.
That's true.
I mean, Tortured Poets Department was new. That was like, you look at the productions too. It's not just the music. That was a really good production. All in all, I mean, 3.5 hours of doing what she did is, no one else can really do it, I think.
Was Travis Kelce at the Milan one? I think he was, wasn't he?
He was not, no.
Oh, wait.
No, he went to Gelsenkirchen, like the show or two after the one I was at. He was not in Milan. He would have been at the Lake Tahoe for the the golf tournament of the celebrities.
That's
with
right, with Jason Kelce, right? Because he was in we know Wembley because he was on stage, but then he was also, he went to Travis Kelce went to his 13th Eras Tour show in Germany, and that was her. Yes, that's what it was. Yes, okay. So he didn't get to go to the Milan one yet. No. But that's so cool that you went, man. That's awesome. But you did see it in Tampa, you said, though, so I can kind of understand that it's not the same. But was there anything different at all, or just you said the torture?
Crowd was seem more into it.
Really?
Definitely the trying to think of the word, but the acoustics, kind of the ambiance in that
was it sold
stadium.
Out?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the ambiance in that stadium was nice. Seeing Paramore was good again. That's the second time I've seen them. But yeah, it just felt louder. The vibe was like people were into it.
That's awesome. That's so cool that you got a chance to went to Europe, you went to the Eras Tour, you get to go all around. I mean, man, you've been living right now. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been good. First time in Europe for the family, and that was, it was fun making memories with them, checking out Coliseum, checking, trying food.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We just needed to take about 2.5 weeks.
And you guys went for like 2 weeks?
Yeah, to 17 days, 16 days.
How long did you guys plan it out in advance? Like a year?
We would have finalized everything in April, May. April and May.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your recent sports journalism award you won.
Yeah, that was the Florida Society of News Editors. So it's obviously a statewide contest. It's nothing national. A lot of the recognition I've got has been national. Winning a state award, it is my first win, and I've been nominated, I want to say 13 times now, across various contests.
Wow.
Associated Press Sports Editors is the national contest. It's like the Oscars in a sense. I've been nominated in that 9 times now. But yeah, winning this one was nice. Had a pretty good portfolio this year. Obviously, I profiled something near and dear to you to a degree, being a Vero grad. 50 years of the City of Palms Classic.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, best high school basketball tournament, around the Christmas time, around the holidays.
Yeah, City of Palms.
So profiled 50 years of that. Went through 4 hours. I mean, that was 4 hours at least worth of interviewing.
Wow.
A lot to break down there. Did a lot of project-related things around that. All-time all-tournament team, best moments, profiling the next 50 years on what the tournament can be and whatnot. So that was good. Profiled a girls basketball coach who had suffered a heart attack and was back on the court in short order. Just a true patriot. He was he was retired and he came out of retirement. He lived on Staten Island, and he came out of retirement to go fight in 9/11 and be a firefighter. And then the third story broke some news about a recruiting scandal down south in Golden Gate, and the investigative work that went into that. So yeah, it was kind of a well-rounded portfolio. You've got your breaking news, you've got your big project, and you've got your individual profile and a longer feature.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations on that.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
It's a big accomplishment. It's so cool to see. I always love Southwest Florida people that are from here that are making a name for themselves, especially in this community. And it's really cool to see, especially, you're making a name for yourself in the sports journalism world here. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun beating out a fellow coworker too for first place.
Oh, here we go.
Good old beat out Dan DeLuca, who his portfolio was as good as mine. I mean, he could have won it too. Very talented, very funny guy.
That's awesome. So how so you get nominated for that, just like your performance work or like how does that work?
Yeah, so you send in stuff, you submit, and then a panel of judges from out of state who don't have any connections to Florida judge, make decisions, and it's kind of maybe a group from like the Midwest will judge us, and then we'll judge, for example, maybe Colorado, Arizona, etc., something out west.
Yeah.
So that's how it kind of came about. Judges just like what I had to write, I guess.
That's awesome. Well, like I said, kudos to you. Little golf clap. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
So Olympics are on right now.
Yep.
That's a pretty cool time for us. We only get them every 4 years, but a lot of stuff has been going on. Simone Biles, Katie Ledecky, the ghost of Michael Phelps now with Marchand, the USA basketball team. But I have to ask you right off the bat, is Simone Biles the best Olympic athlete of all time?
Female, male?
I'm just gonna go. We can go female, male, however you want to go.
No.
Michael Phelps is 100%
it's Phelps. I don't think it's a debate.
Is Simone Biles the best women's Olympian of all time?
Ledecky's up there with her.
And Simone Biles just won her 10th though.
Yeah, 10th gold. Ledecky's got 14, I think, total.
Yep.
It's very tricky because I think the lifespans of gymnastics and swimming are very similar, right? Yep. You can only do it for so long. I think gymnastics definitely a little shorter. I think Simone's stretching it by being 27.
Yep.
Her and Ledecky both are. Ledecky's just so dang dominant in the 1500. It's hilarious that she has the top 20 times, and you get the in the latter half of the race, obviously she's swimming one way, everyone else is swimming the other way. You know, I think you can make a case for both. Simone's unique in her own way.
Yeah. Well,
Obviously Tokyo
Yep.
hurt her a bit.
Yeah.
And
COVID.
I think in her case to really assert herself over Ledecky. But yet again, I mean, there's a lot that goes into gymnastics,
Right.
a lot more than swimming, for example. But swimming is, it's the more popular sport, or at least right now it's deeper. You have people from all over the world.
Yep.
Obviously, Australia is really coming along as of late. But I mean, Simone's really just taking advantage right now and just, seizing on it.
Well, and you made a great point, but Simone Biles versus Katie Ledecky, like I know that's the debate right now, but they're two different sports.
Yes.
And that's the thing. It's like you're comparing swimming to gymnastics. Like, well, one's better than the other. I mean, they're both dominant in their respective sports. So, I mean, you can go either way. I mean, a lot of people are going to say, oh, Simone Biles because of her pure dominance right now, and Ledecky, all those. I don't think Katie Ledecky does not get the recognition that Simone Biles gets.
No, I don't.
And that's a fact.
And like, what you said was great because Simone is dominating and she's got moves, like she's literally got stunts named after her, right? And that's as good of a compliment I think as you can get aside from winning a gold medal. But yet again, when you just does Simone have the highest, like when you try to put them side by side, does Simone have the highest 20 scores?
Right.
Because that's essentially what you're comparing. That's kind of the closest comparison you can kind of get.
Yeah.
Ledecky's got the 20 fastest times in the 1500. She's basically, unmatched up there. But I mean, golds are golds at the end of the day.
Yeah.
She's got more right now.
Yep.
Do I think her window is? I mean, do I think this is it? Probably. I don't know.
I think they'll both go again one more time.
I mean, she'll be 30 or 31 by the. I think it's going to be tight. I think Ledecky's got one more in her. Now, in that instance, I don't think you can reward longevity because gymnastics by default is a shorter window sport.
Yes, of
course.
course.
Of about, let's face it, probably about 10 years. Where swimming, you can. I mean, by the time you're early 30s, I mean, that's basically it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I love the conversation. I love the debate because you're comparing, but I mean, I feel like you're also comparing apples to oranges.
Yeah.
Because swimming and gymnastics are completely different. It's not like you're comparing like Tom Brady versus Joe Montana or LeBron versus Durant. They're two completely different sports and they're both dominant in their respective sports. But I don't think I guess it's a comparison, of course, because it's one athlete versus the other. But I don't think Katie Ledecky gets the recognition she deserves.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think she does. She should be recognized more, but Simone Biles is a social media icon.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going off of what ESPN thinks, they're on Simone's side on that. I think
course.
Simone, is ranked 8th, and Ledecky is 17th, 18th, or something.
In this Olympics right now?
No, so they dropped
time.
they dropped the list of the greatest athletes of all time in the 21st century.
Yeah, I saw. They had Phelps at one. Yeah, what do you think of that? Do you think
Yeah, Phelps is one. There's no
Michael Phelps is the greatest athlete of our generation.
No, yeah,
Really?
What 18 golds? I mean, that's
no, it's like it's
it's unheard of.
It's 23. It's like 23 golds.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And like 5 or 3 bronze, 3 bronze and like 2 silver. It's insane. It's 28 total.
And what? Messi was second. Messi was third.
Where's LeBron?
I think he was.
Where's Tom Brady?
I think he was fourth. I think I don't remember where they were.
Well,
I know they were top 10.
Saying,
I know they were top 10. I just don't know what order they were.
So you think Michael Phelps is the greatest athlete of our generation?
Yeah. Golds are golds, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you're competing, and this is nothing, against Tom Brady or LeBron, but when you're not competing against people around the world,
right?
That will always kind of, people hold that against you. Phelps is competing against the best in the world.
Tiger Woods has got to be close up there, right?
Yeah, Tiger's top 10 too.
So I mean, I think Michael Phelps is the greatest athlete of our generation for sure. Like you said, pure dominance, that many golds. You're a one man show. Yeah. You dominated the world stage for the Olympics every single time you went. You have untouchable records. I mean, there's a few that people will break and probably have already broken, but yes, Michael Phelps hands down is the greatest athlete of our generation at least. But do you think he's the greatest athlete of all time? I've had this conversation. I had this conversation with Victor. He came on the podcast.
I don't. It's very tough because at that point you're comparing eras, right?
Right.
Like I think the 21st century up to now is probably 20-ish years is, that's the only window you're going to be able to compare them to. I think the next 20 and the previous 20 I don't think you can really put them side by side because, by 2040, the sport's going to evolve even more. And, from 1980 to 2000, the sport was still, sports were still work in progress and they were still evolving. So, I mean, it's not my decision. I'm not going to be the one writing that story.
Yeah.
Thankfully, but, I think he's got a case.
Of all time, yeah, for sure, easily. I mean, because even if you put him back then, he would dominate then.
Yeah,
he would. If you put Michael Phelps in the pre-21st century for the Olympics, he would absolutely.
He'd wipe the floor.
He'd wipe the floor. No one would even touch him, and nobody even touched him when he did go from 2000 to 2016. 2000, 2004, 08, 12, 16.
Yeah, but the one thing I will say now, though, if you've been watching the swimming, you're seeing basically either two words, pop up next to a first place finisher: WR/OR.
Yeah.
World record, Olympic record.
Yeah.
So I think and that's where. I don't know. We won't know how much he's got left in the tank. I mean, this is a 4 gold performance for him.
Yeah.
Those races really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Especially when he's coming up out of the water on breaststroke, kind of gives you chills, racing in front of a home crowd like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of where it's going to evolve. I mean, how long can Leon Marchand continue to dominate? Does he have 2 more Olympics in him? Will he get to 12 golds? We'll see. I mean, Michael Phelps, the one thing people don't seem to reward, nowadays is longevity. And people seem to be, you're seeing baseball players retire. The consensus when I was younger, about 20 years in the league, you retire when you're 40, right?
Yeah.
And now it's kind of getting to 35.
Baseball, you're talking about baseball. Yeah.
You're seeing guys retire 35, 36. They're kind of just cutting it off.
Well, you're seeing
some guys could stretch back into 40. The really good athletes, like Joe Mauer, for example, got into the Hall of Fame last month. Great catcher. Retired when he was 36 or 37. I can't remember which one it was. He might have retired at 35.
A-Rod.
A-Rod retired early. Jeter retired at 40.
Yeah, he was. Jeter was like.
But
Ortiz.
Ortiz.
37.
Ortiz would have been 38.
Yeah.
But I think you're gonna see more and more guys. I think Nikola Jokic retires at 35. I just think.
I think Kevin Durant retires soon too.
I just think Jokic's approach to basketball.
Yeah. I don't think he cares.
I think he can give 2 shits.
I don't think he cares. I don't think Jokic cares about basketball. I think he
I think he loves his horse racing in Serbia.
I think he does too. I don't think he. I mean, okay, obviously he loves basketball, but I don't think it's like the end all be all for Jokic. I don't even think it is for Durant either.
Yeah.
I don't think so either. Exactly. LeBron, different story. He's still going.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's the other longevity side of it. Brady, LeBron, Messi, Ronaldo. The fact that Messi is still playing is insane.
Messi's stretching it. He really is.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he got hurt in the Copas, and you could definitely see that it's definitely catching up to him.
Yeah. Perfect.
And for people out there who think Argentina won the Copas because of Messi, you're on some sort of fruit punch, because no, they won as the team. They didn't win because of Messi. Messi didn't do anything that entire Copas, Alex. He did absolutely nothing. Everyone's like, Messi, all hail Messi. He didn't do anything. They weren't even in the Copa final because of Messi. They weren't because of their team.
Argentina.
I was like,
they're a good team.
Yeah, they're a great team. But I was just like, why are people giving Messi all these? That's like giving Peyton Manning won the Super Bowl for the Broncos against the Panthers. No, their defense won the Super Bowl for the Broncos, not because of Peyton Manning.
I watched that game.
The team won the Super Bowl for the Broncos.
Yeah, that was a good defense.
The early Patriots, when they won their 3 Super Bowls with Brady, Patriots won the Super Bowl because of their defense, not because of Brady. Brady was good, but no, I hate when people do that. Oh, they won that championship because of that one guy. One guy did nothing.
Yeah.
It drives me absolutely bonkers. Yeah. Okay, Alex, so we were talking about the Olympics and everything that's been going on. So I'm going to hit you with this one here. Who do you think would win, or who is the better team, the 1992 Dream Team or this Team USA currently now?
Well, if we're judging based off of their exhibitions,
I know, but they've been dominating right now.
The 1992 Dream Team, I mean, that's where I go. I mean, they didn't have many vulnerabilities. It's a little, exhibitions are exhibitions, right? But seeing South Sudan kind of keep it close there for a while, in that exhibition was a little scary. Obviously, they, righted the ship at the right time, beat them by about 20. talent-wise, I mean, retrospectively, when you compare rosters for both teams at the end of retirement, for when everyone is officially, out of the league, retired, I think this year's group could be more accomplished, but I think the dream team was just deeper in terms of talent.
So you think the dream team would beat this current Team USA team?
Yes, I do.
But yeah, but who's guarding Durant?
Probably
Scottie Pippen? Who's guarding LeBron?
Pippen or Bird?
Who's guarding LeBron?
Magic?
I don't. I've had this argument. I think that. Oh, this one drives me crazy because it could go either way. I mean, yeah, that team with Jordan, Magic, but the thing about people don't realize too is that 1992 Dream Team, Alex, was so much more physical than this one here, and they actually played defense.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Like the one thing, like all the NBA guys right now love playing in quicker pace.
Yep.
The thing you notice about Olympic basketball, it's played at a lot slower pace. Mm-hmm. Teams aren't cracking 100 routinely. Now, granted, that's because it's only 10-minute quarters.
Yep.
But still, 2 minutes off, or 8 minutes out of a game, shouldn't. You should still probably be able to flirt with 100. USA did that, I think, a couple times so far in pool play and in exhibition. But that team with those defensive teams, 92. I mean, the thing, Magic can defend. Bird can defend. Yep. Pippen can defend. MJ can defend. They were better, on both ends of the
floor. Who's guarding Anthony Davis? Who's guarding Embiid, even though he shouldn't be on Team USA, but that's a whole other conversation.
You just have to go big on big and see what happens.
I think that I'm going to have to go it. I'm just going to have to say it. I think this Team USA team would beat the 1992 Dream Team. I really do.
Hot take.
I want you guys all in the comment section to drop what you think. If Team USA, this current one, they call it the Avengers, which is crazy, but would they beat the 1992 Dream Team? I'm going on and I'm going to disagree with you, and I'm going to say that this Team USA team would beat the 1992 Dream Team. The talent level, I think. Yes, I understand the defense, but the way the NBA is now and the way these players have changed, like athleticism-wise, I think some of our guys now would run circles, or like Curry would run circles around John Stockton.
Yeah,
Kevin Durant Kevin Durant is the most unguardable player in NBA history, I think, in basketball history, because he's a freak of nature. He's literally 7 feet tall. So when you sit there, like, who's going to guard Durant? Like, yes, I understand the starting fives for Team USA 1992 was Jordan, Pippen, Stockton. Was it here? I have it right here. It's
Magic.
It
right?
was yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Stockton. No,
Stockton would have came off the bench, right?
Yeah, it was Magic Johnson, Jordan, Patrick Ewing, Karl Malone, and Pippen versus our starting five now, which is Drew Holiday, Joel Embiid, LeBron, Devin Booker, and Curry.
No, Curry's off the bench.
It's Drew Holiday, Embiid, LeBron, Booker, and who's my fifth guy? Who's the fifth guy? It's Devin Booker, Drew Holiday, LeBron.
Not Ant.
No, it's
Ant's in that second rotation.
Yes, Tatum's with him as well. It's LeBron, Durant. This was the original. LeBron, Holiday, Booker, Embiid, and who's my fifth guy?
I'm looking.
I have it right here.
I'm checking. I'm curious because Steve Kerr has flirted with lineups.
It's
USA won by 21 over Puerto Rico.
I literally had it on my thing.
Today's starters: Tatum, LeBron, Embiid, Booker, Curry. Today.
But but I'm talking about the original one when they first started.
Would have been Anthony Davis.
No, it wasn't.
And Bam.
It wasn't AD. AD was coming off the bench.
Derek White wouldn't have started.
No, God, dude? What is going on with me? I literally had it in my. I thought I wrote it down. It's what?
But
the original five.
But nonetheless, I think on that. Floor, Drew Holiday would have been the worst guy on the floor.
Team USA starting five. I literally wrote it down. I can't believe this. It was. What the hell, man? This is crazy.
Yeah, Curry. That's the first time Curry came off, started a game. He came off the bench in a couple other games. Yes,
he did. Here it is. Here it is. Projected starting five. It was. Yes, Curry does start. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, that's right. Because it's Curry, It's Curry, Embiid, LeBron, Booker, and Drew Holiday. Because LeBron was throwing because Curry was throwing lobs to LeBron. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
That's what
Small on the smaller end for sure in terms of the lineup.
But even if you put Team USA's best 5, this Avengers Team USA versus the 1992 Dream Team, I think that they would beat them.
Well, who would be your who would be your starting 5 on Team USA right now?
Right now LeBron for sure, Durant for sure. I'm throwing Curry at the point. That's my 3 right there. AD at the 4, and then you got to throw Mr. Not Team USA Embiid at the 5.
I would probably go.
You're going for your 92 Dream Team?
This is what I would do for the 2024 team.
Okay.
Go ahead. This is a different type of lineup, but LeBron runs a lot of point anyway. I would run LeBron at the point.
Holy shit.
I would go Ant Edwards at the 2.
Okay.
I would go KD at the 3.
Yep.
AD at the 4.
Okay.
Embiid at the 5. I would go tall lineup.
So no Curry.
No. Curry off the bench.
Okay. Wow.
Because I think
where's your defense?
I think LeBron's a better facilitator than
Holiday.
Offensive.
So you got AD at the 4.
I got AD at the 4.
And then you got who at the 5? Embiid.
And then you got Bam. You'd have Bam off the bench, and then you can rotate kind of 3 bigs.
You have Tatum still too.
You have Tatum, and you can rotate those 3 bigs in a sense between power forward and center.
Okay. Let me ask you this: do you think this Team USA currently? Do you think they formed the best 12-man team that they could have for the NBA, or do you think that there's other players out there that could have been on Team USA that are not on the roster?
I mean, I'm a fan of Derek White's game. Don't get me wrong.
Of course.
Big in the Celtics, run to a championship. I don't think he's top 12 in the league in terms of, American eligible players.
How can you leave Jaylen Brown off the Finals MVP?
That's
insanity.
Yeah,
I know Grant Hill said we're
at.
going for fit, but how can you leave off Jaylen Brown?
Yeah, granted, Kawhi was supposed to be on.
Kawhi wasn't. He got hurt. Kawhi probably should just retire at this point.
Yeah, Kawhi's getting there.
He's just it's so many injuries year after year after year after year. Actually, you know what though? I will say this. I'm pretty sure, Alex, this is true. The Clippers wanted him out of the Olympics because they didn't want him getting hurt. They wanted to make sure he's ready for the season, especially now that they lost Paul George.
Yeah.
I think that there was definitely some conversations that the Clippers said, nope, you're not going to be on Team USA.
Yeah, that's valid.
I could totally see it.
I mean, who would you replace for Derek White?
Jaylen Brown.
100%.
I understand that you need a ball handler and a facilitator and a good defender and a two-way guy. You can't leave off the Finals MVP.
Yeah, I mean the pool's limited, but yes. I mean it's probably JB.
Jaylen Brown can do a lot more than Derek White. Derek White on his best day doesn't even come. It's just I just don't really get it. I understand you're going for fit, but Jaylen Brown should 100% be on Team USA.
Yeah, it's valid.
Yeah. All right, moving away from men's USA Olympics, let's talk some WNBA. A little bit of Caitlin Clark. Well, how do you feel about Caitlin Clark? I don't think I've ever asked you.
I mean, she's great for the game.
Yeah.
I think she's probably on pace to win Rookie of the Year. Obviously, they're in a break right now, but she closed pre-Olympics so well.
Yep.
I think she was flirting. I don't know if she got a triple double, but I know she flirted with one. But her assist numbers,
she did get one.
17 assists. I mean, that's obviously one game, but still, she's really. I think she's coming around.
Yeah.
Angel Reese is too. Obviously double doubles have become natural to her. The game has slowed down, I think, for both of them.
Yeah.
Early on, Angel's double doubles were a lot of her own offensive misses and offensive boards. And you see people commenting that, and it was true. But now, I mean, the game has definitely slowed down for her. It's not the case anymore.
Yep.
Her numbers are better. She's becoming a better interior player. But Caitlin Clark, it's what can she not do? She's learned and adapted well. Indiana might make the playoffs. Chicago might make the playoffs. It's kind of really, I think, at this point, what we expected.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Excuse me. Caitlin Clark is 100% the Rookie of the Year in the WNBA. It's not Angel Reese for all you guys out there, you guys and girls. No, it's not. It's Caitlin Clark, 120%. What she's done this entire season, she's broken records for the WNBA as a rookie. She's got them in playoff contention now. Yes, there's other players on the Indiana Fever. I totally understand that, but Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA, and even if you put her stats side by side with other players, minus Asia Wilson, because she is an absolute superstar. But everybody else, Caitlin Clark compares to, and she's actually second in MVP voting now.
Yeah.
Coming up into the second half of the WNBA season, it's not Angel Reese.
And I think generating offense brings more value.
Yes.
I think generating more offense is more valuable than second chance points.
Of course, double doubles are boring.
When you're able to facilitate as well as she can.
Yeah.
Not. I think that's harder than because you can't really teach decision making.
No.
Or you can, but you can't teach height and size, and that's a lot easier to do than making the right decision, making the right read. She's essentially quarterbacking in a group of 5 when she's on the court.
I've seen videos of her teammates like dropping the ball. She throws the ball and they don't even know where the ball is. I mean, like I said, the WNBA has never seen anything like Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
We've seen Candace Park, we've seen Maya Moore, we've seen Lisa Leslie, we've seen a bunch of
Bird and Taurasi.
Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi. They have never had the effect on the game of the WNBA like Caitlin Clark has. She has the aura. She has the juice. The juice is literally getting squeezed. She is the face of the WNBA.
And now everyone's kind of reaping the benefit of it.
Yeah.
Like people finally figuring out who Asia Wilson is and how damn good she is.
And Asia Wilson's amazing. South Carolina Gamecock, coached by Dawn Staley there. No discredit towards her at all. But she doesn't make the game fun to watch. I want to sit on my couch and watch Asia Wilson. I want to watch Caitlin Clark light it up from 3-pointers from 30 feet out.
Yeah.
People watch the NBA, a lot of people, because of Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah, LeBron's fun to watch. Yes, LeBron's a freak. He's a freak of nature. But they watch because Curry's dropping 30-foot bombs from the 3-point line, going crazy, putting you to sleep and showing the ring and all that. They don't care about. It's LeBron. It's Curry. He makes the game fun to watch.
Well, I will say for the NBA, I do like watching it because of Jokic and watching a 7.
You're a basketball nerd.
But watching a 7-footer take it up, basically running a point guard position is actually pretty dang funny.
Yeah, but Steph Curry, Caitlin Clark is the Steph Curry effect of the WNBA. She's made it fun to watch, and like I said, that's the reason why people watch the WNBA is because of her. It's how it is. I've had conversations with people like, I want to watch. I watch the WNBA now. I'm like, why do you watch it? Caitlin Clark. I go, okay, there you go.
Yeah. Now I'm hoping this effect. I hope that narrative changes at some point because you have, you've got Asia Wilson, you've got, Sabrina Ionescu. I'm a big fan of.
Yes.
The timing for her was so crappy because of COVID.
Player.
She was great at Oregon.
Yeah, she was.
She was a legacy-defining player.
Yep.
And I'm hoping they kind of get the attention. Obviously, Kelsey Plum gets the attention, and in Vegas with Asia, and you've got
you got Jackie Young, who's you have like you said, you have the New York Liberty, but unfortunately, it's just the way it is. It's just people care about the mainstream hype, popular stuff going on. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this: do you think Caitlin Clark should have made the Olympics roster?
Either way, it wouldn't have mattered.
Do you think she should have?
3v3?
No, this 12.
No, I would have thrown her on 3v3.
Oh, but I'm saying this 12 person team now.
No,
why do you say no?
3v3 would have been better for her. Just because,
that's boring.
I know, but 3v3 is fun to watch, though.
Okay.
And it's
Jimmer Fredette's on freaking Team USA for men's.
Yeah.
It's so sketchy.
I think that would have fit her better, maybe given her a proper intro to LA 4 years from now. But at the end of the day, people can debate over it. USA is going to win gold.
No,
her presence on a bench isn't going to change the outcome of what Asia Wilson does on the floor and all that. I think 3v3 would have suited her a little better this time as maybe a tune-up or maybe just kind of getting dipping her toe in of what an Olympic experience is like.
Did you see what Dawn Staley said before the Olympics started when they were in exhibition? She was like, I think at this point she probably should have been on the roster.
Yeah, that's valid.
I don't know why she wasn't. Like I said, I don't understand why she wasn't on there. Everything that she did in college leading up to what she's done in the WNBA, I know they pick it a while back, but I think that she should have been on there. Yeah. I've already made my case. I don't want to get
now I will say this, so there's going to be plenty of spots open next time.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. I think at that, Asia Wilson, of course, but at that point, Caitlin Clark will be the face of the Olympic team.
Taurasi will be off.
Yeah, about time. She's 100.
The older veterans.
Angel Reese will be on there. Caitlin Clark will be on there. Asia Wilson will be on there. And Ionescu, of course, will be back on there. Breanna Stewart probably, because it's only 4 years from now. She's only 30, I think, or 29. Yeah,
of the other first round picks this year, who would be the most likely to be on? Cardoso?
Camila Cardoso? Maybe.
I mean, that's just a lot of height though that you already had. That teams already
I don't
have.
know. I mean,
that's kind of
Cameron Brink from Stanford.
Oh, yeah.
Now she's on Sparks.
yeah.
For sure.
Well, assuming she stays healthy.
Yeah. She's also
Yeah,
really
Brink's.
good too.
I would probably go Brink over Cardoso.
Yeah, Brink will be on there. Who else is? Who else? Oh, maybe Kennedy Carter.
Yeah,
Maybe.
depends. I mean, I think the backcourt will be deep enough.
It's not like the WNBA. It's not like the NBA where it's this huge pool of players. Where the WNBA, like, it's a very select few.
It's 12 teams.
Yeah, it's which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Do you think that they should? Well, they have to grow the game and get more revenue first. I was going to say, do you think that they should be able to or form another team? But they don't have the money.
It'll come with time.
Yeah, they don't have the money right now. They're still. I mean, it's only been around for 20 years.
Yeah, it'll come with time. When we're 30. Probably 18 teams would probably be the hope.
It's still
6 years from now.
It's still very, very new.
Yeah,
I can't believe they're on that long of a break too.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess the Olympics too.
That's why.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Too many faces.
Yeah, I mean, they only play what? How many games do they play? 45.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, they don't play, and they have that weird. They have that Commissioner's Cup now in the middle of the season, and they're like midpoint of the season too. Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, and like I said, I mean, the WNBA is fun to watch, and I'm excited to see for the second half of the year. I got my Rookie of the Year. I think you have the same pick. And I want to see maybe that if they'll get into the playoffs too.
Unless if she starts really looking like, game one, Caitlin out of the break where she's rusty, but I don't see how.
I follow a page on X, and it's called the Clark Report, and she's put on like a couple pounds of muscle.
Really?
And she's been like
just bulking up.
She's been bulking up in the gym. Like, you can tell she's definitely changed from the beginning of her WNBA season. Like, it feels like a total different Caitlin Clark.
Well, she doesn't want to get leveled by Kennedy Carter again.
Well, that too. Yeah, they definitely have it. She definitely has a target on their back. Those other girls do not like her. Yeah, because she's bringing attention to their sport, and they'd never gotten it before.
Yeah.
So let's transition a little into baseball here. I got to ask you. Do you think Shohei Otani's a top 5 baseball player of all time?
Right now?
All time.
I mean, retrospectively, I think he will be. I think Trout's really hurting his case.
Yeah, Trout
just. I feel bad for him because I mean his 20 to 30 was really damn good, and that was arguably the best 10-year stretch we've seen.
Yep.
Now it's just a little bit tougher for him to kind of stay healthy. Shohei's just. I mean, it's just. He's just so good.
Yeah.
Top 5 of all time. I think he's close. I think he gets there by the time it's all said and done? Yeah.
Some people say he's the best of all time already.
I mean,
because you compare him to Babe Ruth.
But if he were to, my counterpoint to that, if he retires today, is he a top 5 player of all time? No. Is
he already in the Hall of Fame if he were to retire today?
No.
I agree.
I actually
no.
Give it 2 years.
I'm saying right now, though.
Give it 2 years.
Yeah.
If he gets 2 more years, if he keeps putting together 35 home run seasons,
if the Dodgers win the World Series this year, would he put himself in the top 5 of all time?
I think so. Because it just, but yet again, it's that Dodgers team's loaded. But like the argument that I come up with on this, like Cooper Kupp. Yep. 2 great years with the Rams.
Triple crown.
Nothing since. I don't think he's a Hall of Fame receiver. Might be a hot take, might not be.
Oh.
But you have to reward longevity.
Not yet. He's not. Well,
he's on the back end. He's 34, 33. I don't think he's.
I don't think
he's a Hall of Fame receiver.
I like that you say that because he did win the Triple Crown. He's a Super Bowl MVP. He has a ring.
Other than
I don't know.
Other than that, though, it's we're gonna reward basically 1 or 2 hit wonders now.
Do you guys think Cooper Kupp's a Hall of Famer? Put it in the comments.
I don't think he's there.
Should Julian Edelman get in the Hall of Fame over Cooper Kupp? Yes.
Rings have value. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna give you guys my Julian Edelman MVP.
That's all I'm gonna say. Rings have value.
Julian Edelman has 4 Super Bowls. He's got 1 Super Bowl MVP, and he's the all-time Patriots postseason yards leader. In touchdown or in yards, Super Bowl, his numbers are insane. They're right next to Jerry Rice. How can you not put Julian Edelman in the Hall of Fame?
What Wes Welker is in, right? Or no?
No, he's not. I don't think Wes Welker will get in the Hall of Fame. He has
think he will.
He's 0 rings. No, he's not even compared. He won't even touch it. He might Patriots Hall of Fame. Edelman will be in the Patriots Hall of Fame. If
Edelman's got a legit case.
Yes, Julian Edelman has a legit case.
Again, rewarding longevity. You know, Cup started to peak around 26, 27.
He's a Eastern Washington guy.
Yeah, he was a FCS guy.
Yep. Man, wow, I like that one. That's a good one. The Cooper Cup.
It's an intriguing debate, but I'm just not. I'm not there with him. I'm like outside of 2 seasons. What else did he do?
Is Odell Beckham a Hall of Famer?
No.
Wow. He's got a ring.
He got one.
He's got a ring. He has. I mean, yeah. I don't know.
No.
Ooh, that's tough. Antonio Brown. Will he ever get in? Will Antonio Brown ever get in?
Do I think he should get in? Yes. Do I think he'll get in? No.
Is he deserving?
Yes.
But he won't.
Yes,
get
because
in.
he did 5 of those seasons.
Yeah, he's yeah.
He put together 4 or 5 of those seasons.
Is he a top 10 receiver of all time?
Yes.
Yeah. It's just the off the field stuff just absolutely screwed him, and that was the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got any more? Interesting hot takes for guys that should be in the Hall of Fame or who shouldn't be?
For football, I'm just trying to think of. I'm trying to stay on the receiver front.
Well, let's go to quarterback real quick. Is Eli Manning a first ballot Hall of Famer? First ballot, not Hall of Famer. We know he's going to get in the Hall of Fame, but is Eli Manning a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Those final few years were tough to watch.
Yeah, they were. First ballot's tough. I don't think Eli Manning.
I don't think he's a first ballot guy. No. I think he's second or third.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think he's first ballot.
Nah, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I love the Hall of Fame conversation. I love the debate.
Drew Brees, absolutely.
For Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, absolutely.
Mahomes is already a Hall of Famer.
Mahomes is going to be a first ballot.
100%.
Mahomes could retire today and be a first ballot.
Wow.
He's got 3 rings.
He's got 3. Yeah.
3, 4, 3. 3 with 4 appearances.
Yes, 3. Do you think that the Chiefs could three-peat this year?
Yeah, I think they can. AFC is going to be loaded though.
Yeah, it is.
Buffalo's definitely taking a step back. Houston's
definitely taking.
The big question about Houston, there wasn't much attention on them last year, and they quietly kind of put together what they did.
Yep.
Now the attention's on them, and now it's different.
Diggs.
But now you got Stephon Diggs in with the rotation with Tank Dell, Nico Collins. You've got a run game.
Yep.
D'Amico Ryans. I mean, more power to him. Props to him for being able to right the ship so dang quickly.
Yep.
I mean, it's nice being under a competent head coach with Kyle Shanahan when he was in San Fran.
Yeah.
As a DC, but I guess pick one team in the AFC. I'm either kind of looking at Baltimore or Houston to kind of give KC a run. Obviously, you can't forget about Cincinnati.
Yep.
With Jamar Chase, but T. Higgins wants out. So, his effect on maybe leaving the team, who knows? I don't think Jamar Chase can shoulder all that, workload that T. Higgins would leave. But I think right now you kind of you look at Baltimore, you look at Houston, and maybe, those are probably the 2 biggest competitors, to kind of give KC a game. Obviously, Miami a little bit in the mix, but I've never been a fan of Tua in the sense that, a lot of Miami's concepts are timing routes, where it's improving is not Tua's thing.
Yeah.
I like quarterbacks who can improv and create more. Obviously, Lamar checks that box. Patrick Mahomes checks that box. CJ Stroud getting there, obviously only going into year 2, but I think he can improv good enough. But Tua is just not a guy who improvs. He's a first read, second read guy, and by that time the pocket collapses and he's not mobile enough anymore. That hip injury when he got hurt against Mississippi State really did him in there.
I agree. I don't even want the whole Tua thing and the quarterback and the paying this and paying that. No, Tua's not worth the money, but the way the quarterback market is now, that's the way it is.
You just have to kind of
you just have to roll with it.
At this point, it seems like every team's riding with their guy for about 8 years.
Yep, Jared Goff's not worth it. Listen, Alex. Jared Goff is, you can't give a quarterback. The market. You can't give a guy $55 million for one NFC champion.
I don't think he's worth $55 million, but I think Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff is grossly underrated.
Really?
Yes.
Why do you think Goff's underrated?
Goff makes the right throws.
He's a good quarterback, but I don't think he's an elite quarterback.
I don't think he's elite.
So do you think Jared Goff's a top 10 QB in the NFL?
I think him and Brock Purdy are about the same wavelength.
Oh, I think Jared Goff's better than Brock Purdy.
I think Goff's better than Purdy. I think.
Yes.
I'll think of quarterbacks right now that are probably better than Goff.
CJ
Stroud.
Mahomes. Jordan Love.
No. Stroud. The quarterbacks that I would probably put ahead of
Jared Goff.
No, and this is no order.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mahomes.
Yep.
Burrow. Allen.
Yep.
Lamar.
Yep.
Rodgers?
Burrow.
Not any.
Burrow.
Yeah, not anymore. I'm at 4. I'm not a fan of Tua, but
Stafford.
Tua's good enough.
Oh, Jared Goff's better than Tua.
No.
I
think Tua's better.
Justin
Herbert. Jalen
Hurts.
Hurts. Duh.
Man, yeah, Goff's not a top 10 QB.
I'm at 6.
We've got Hurts. We've got Herbert.
I didn't put Herbert in, but I'd probably throw Herbert in.
Wilson?
That's no.
He had better numbers than Mahomes last year for like half almost the
not
season.
Not Russell Wilson.
Okay.
I'm at 7 right now. I think after that you can kind of intermix 8 through 12 or 8 through 13. I think there's not much of a gap to where they can be interchangeable in any way.
He's better than Goff. No?
I don't know about that.
Not Stafford?
Stafford, I think Stafford's got a good ball. Stafford can. I love this. He can throw deep. He can throw. Stafford can throw every which way. I don't like Kirk Cousins,
but he's better than Goff.
No, he's not.
No.
I think Goff's fringe top 10. I do.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not the way I assess quarterbacks. I'm not a fan of Kirk Cousins. Right. Not a fan of Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of those types of. I like mobility in a sense. Goff can at least move a little bit. But he doesn't turn the ball over. That's the big thing about him. His touchdown interception through the first 10 weeks or so of last year is really good.
Sticking on the NFC North, Caleb Williams. Is Caleb Williams going to be a bust?
It's tough to say. Lincoln Riley has had good success with quarterbacks.
They have a lot of talent around him too in Chicago now.
I think Chicago made the right moves.
Yes.
Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze. Yep. I think Chicago is in a good position to thrive because of that. Yep. And I think Caleb Williams, having had a good receiving core at Oklahoma, having had a good receiving core at SC, I think he's going to blend in well. Mm-hmm. As to how soon we see that, tough to say.
Do you think Caleb Williams has a pressure on him for this upcoming season, or do you think he's just yes, he's the number 1 pick, he's just the rookie, but I think there's pressure on Caleb Williams for sure.
He's kind of done some things to put the pressure on him.
The nail painting. I don't know if you just recently saw with the leadership thing in the locker room. With the players and stuff. I think there's pressure on Caleb Williams 100%. You went out, you made sure you drafted him at 1. You did the whole trade with the Panthers last year. You got rid of Justin Fields. You went out and got Keenan Allen. You went and got Odunze in the draft. You paid DeAndre Swift. You've extended some other players. I think that, yes, there's real pressure on Caleb Williams. There has to be.
Well, when you give DJ Moore an extension, you're kind of basically at that point going all in and you like what you saw with your quarterback.
Do you think the Bears can make the playoffs this year?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they can.
Yeah, I think so
the
too.
Teams that they're going to be vying up against, obviously start out west. San Francisco.
Yep.
San Francisco is probably the runaway favorite to win that division. I don't think anyone argue otherwise.
NFC West? Yeah.
Yeah, NFC West. NFC South, hate that division.
Bucks, Texas. Bucks, Texas.
At this
Panthers,
point,
Saints, Falcons.
Flip a coin, Saints.
No, Falcons. Kirk Cousins.
I don't like Kirk.
Kirk O'Chain. Just because you don't like him doesn't mean.
I don't like Kirk Cousins. I just don't.
Kirk O'Chain's, baby.
I guess.
The Falcons.
Atlanta.
Hey, don't sleep on the Bucks though, man. Baker's a dog, and they paid Wirfs. They got Baker Winfield. I like the Bucks are fun, man.
They're good. They lost Shaq Barrett though.
Yeah, he retired. Alex, this is part 3 of the podcast show, man. We've been rolling this episode. This has been great. So we were talking about Cooper Kupp Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Famers, quarterbacks. Should quarterbacks be paid? Should they not be paid? But it's going to be a fun NFL season upcoming here. I'm really excited to watch this upcoming season. Caleb Williams, how he's going to do as the number 1 pick. What do you think about Drake May?
Definitely, got his work cut out for him in that division with, obviously, you got 3 really good quarterbacks in it. Tua, Aaron Rodgers, and I think it just blanked on the obvious one, Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He'll have time, I think. I like the way in which New England's heading.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, reasserting themselves. They're gonna have to spend at some point here.
Yeah.
The method of spending on an elite quarterback and kind of just, going with, I don't want to call them budget receivers, but lesser
talent.
Lesser talent. It's kind of the Kansas City playbook right now. That receiver room is, there's no real alpha dog in there. That's, they just have the luxury of running different sets, different packages with different receivers. But Drake May, the last time a North Carolina quarterback came out, he didn't really do great.
No, that's the concern.
That's the concern, I'd say. But, I think the nice thing about Drake May is that the attention's not really going to be on him.
Yeah.
There's obviously, Caleb Williams, who's going to... Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
That's kind of where the attention will be. And Drake May can maybe quietly build confidence and maybe catch some people off guard.
Do you think he'll start week 1?
I think he should.
Yeah, I think so too.
Throw him to the Wolves.
Let me ask you this. What do you think about that? Do you think quarterbacks should sit for a year and be trained under a veteran quarterback, or do you think you should just throw them to the fire? Like, I understand the Mahomes thing is an anomaly, but now I think that is out the window.
I think it's case by case. I think Penix should sit a year. Last year was rough on his body.
Yeah, he kind of has to.
But yeah, also he has to be a Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
But if your intention is to draft a quarterback in the first round, why waste the year in a sense?
Agreed.
Now, granted, retrospectively, Penix might learn under Kirk Cousins and just be, look like a year 5 quarterback in his prime. We won't know.
Right.
That'll be a conversation for next year. But I think gaining experience, that's the only way you can learn is by
of course,
being thrown in right away. You'll have to learn how to make those reads, and whether it's a rough first year or not, you're going to have to do it.
Second year guy I'm excited about is Anthony Richardson, a Gator guy.
Yeah.
Excited to watch him. He was fun to watch last year. He got hurt. That's the only concern with Richardson is if Anthony Richardson can stay healthy, I think the sky's the limit for him. He's got the body, he's got the arm. The only thing is the health. That's the biggest concern with him is the health. If he can stay healthy, he's gonna be the guy.
Division's winnable. But Houston right now, they're gonna have to catch up to them.
Yep.
Houston's obviously building something pretty special. After being a laughing stock for much of those 2010s.
Indianapolis?
No, Houston.
Oh, Houston. Yes.
Being
yes.
being a laughing stock
for
with the Bill O'Brien trade for trading DeAndre Hopkins for a second round pick and all that.
Matt Shaw.
But they turned it around. No reason Indy can either. But yet again, there's only so much for only so many teams can succeed in the league with the talent, and we'll see where they kind of fall.
Yeah, of course. Just a few more hot sports questions and a few more other questions to wrap up. But I got to ask you, do you think steroid users in the MLB should be allowed in the Hall of Fame?
Current, former,
it doesn't matter. Like A-Rod, should A-Rod be allowed to be in the Hall of Fame? What about Pete Rose? He didn't use steroids. He bet on his own team, but he doesn't
bet on himself.
Bet on himself, but that's not steroids.
Yeah, I think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame.
You think so? I think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame too.
No, the steroid users.
No,
I'm not.
No,
I'm not sold on it. But the rules have changed so much. That they were kind of operating on a different set of rules.
But
in terms of you're seeing people get caught now.
Right.
That their intent is they're using like baby powder or some
the
remedy
stuff and stuff like Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
Yes.
But at this point you kind of commit. I think you have to draw a line because if you don't, people are just going to do it.
Yep.
And I think unfortunately it comes at the expense of Bonds, Rodriguez, Clemens, McGuire. It comes at the expense of those guys, which, I think is totally fine. I think it sets a precedent moving forward.
Absolutely. Alex, the thing, too, about the steroid users and the cheaters and this and that. So we're going to bring in this conversation here for everybody, baseball and football. Alex Rodriguez shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. Well, if Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, and I'm a diehard Patriots fan, if they were caught cheating as they were, then why are they allowed? Why will they be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Do you see? But people make that conversation. If you're going to let that guy in, then you got to let that. Then if you're not going to let that guy in, you can't let that guy in. And people love to say that, but if the Patriots got caught cheating,
Yeah.
I as a diehard Patriots fan, it doesn't even matter. They literally got caught cheating with the Spygate, with the Deflategate. How is Bill Belichick and Brady going to be let in the Hall of Fame if they got caught cheating?
Yeah.
Is that not? Do you see my point?
No, I do, and it's
Like,
just
it's the
like
truth.
they're operating off of two different sets. Obviously, the Baseball Writers Association, the writers
Yes.
vote in the
Writers'
Hall of
choice.
Fame.
Yes.
And they might have different views on the
Right.
whole Brady thing,
But do you
if
see-
they
do you
were
see what I'm
voters.
saying,
But yeah,
though?
it's valid, and I'm not.
And I'm not discrediting Brady or
Yeah.
Belichick or any other player's success in their career milestones. But if you got caught cheating, Bill Belichick, for example, let's just use Belichick, then you should not be allowed in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I just think
People are going to go crazy, but they got caught cheating point blank with Spygate.
Yeah, the NFL I think just cares about boosting its own brand, and
Yes.
if they left them out, then that would
Of course.
obviously alienate and just drive away a lot of
100%.
people in terms of their credibility.
But by the logical terms, by point
Yeah.
blank, if you want to lay out the Declaration of Independence, you want to lay out all the amendments, the Bill of Rights, this, that, lay out the scroll, you go by this and that,
Yeah.
then technically they should not be allowed in.
Yeah.
If that's how you want to be. And same thing in baseball. Barry Bonds should not be allowed in the Hall of Fame. He cheated. He used steroids. I don't care if he's got this. I don't care. I understand the Pete Rose thing's a little weird because he bet on his own. He bet on himself. He bet against his own team. So that's an iffy one. But he didn't use steroids.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The argument is just a very tricky one. Like you said, Mark McGwire, Roger Clemens. But unfortunately, like you said, the baseball writers, they're never going to let them in the Hall of Fame.
It'll have to be one. They're out of eligibility, but two would be up for a committee.
Yeah, Barry Bonds is done.
Veterans Committee
Yep.
or one of the other committees to put them in.
But
at this
A-Rod,
point.
will A-Rod get in?
No,
because
No, he
he
won't.
cheated. Never gonna get in.
He won't.
The baseball is Cooperstown. It's so hard to get in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
It's so hard to get in. Yeah, no, what's his name? What's the pitcher? Not Roger Clemens, the Yankees guy. Is that no? What's the guy? Oh my gosh, he got caught cheating.
Not Mariano Rivera.
No, and he played for the Red Sox too. Oh,
Clemens.
is it Clemens?
It was
Yeah,
Clemens.
it is. Yeah, he
It
got
was Clemens.
yes. Andy Pettitte, he cheated too.
Pettit, I think, will get in.
Will he?
I think he might.
Didn't he use steroids?
No, I don't think so.
I think he did.
You have Pettit. You have Messina's. I think Messina just got in a little while
okay.
back.
Here we go. Let's stick on baseball here. Is Dustin Pedroia a Hall of Famer? 2007 World Series,
Definitely not first ballot.
AL MVP. Didn't he win? Didn't he win MVP in the World Series?
No. It'll depend. I think he's like. It just depends on who's with him. I think his ceiling is probably like a 6th or a 7th ballot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's getting in first or second try.
What about CC Sabathia?
200 game winner, I think. Again, not first ballot.
Jacob deGrom?
I love Jacob deGrom too.
Stetson guy.
Well, 3-time Cy Young.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The record doesn't indicate how good he is.
Mm-hmm.
I just think at this point he's coming on 35, 36.
Yeah, and he's hurt again. and
He's
hurt
got to
still.
put together one more season to be
full season to
considered.
get-
Granted he's going to have less than 150 wins on his career, but yet again a lot of that was run support and lack thereof.
Mm-hmm.
So I think at this point he'd be a no. Yeah. Even though I think we can both agree he's one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Who's somebody that you think that should, or who's somebody you think shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, but like they make a case in baseball?
Shouldn't?
Shouldn't. Yeah, all time. Like recent, I guess.
I mean, I haven't really disagreed with anybody as of late. Just trying to think of those. One where you're questioning yourself, like, how'd he get in? I mean, I think for the most part, the writers have gotten it right because it's a very exclusive club to begin with. Mm-hmm. You can only vote for 10 guys.
Yeah.
And it seems very clear cut. There hasn't really been a controversial one that's like been voted in.
No.
That I can think of off the top.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, well, yeah, I don't know. In recent, I can't think of any.
No.
No.
I think they've gotten it right. The writers have.
I think so. Do you think Aaron Judge is the best player in the MLB right now?
No.
Why?
Shohei Otani.
Otani hasn't pitched right now.
Shohei Otani's the best player. They're both.
Otani's not pitching right now. You can't say he's the best player in the MLB when Judge is literally breaking every freaking record there is.
At the end of the day, though, Shohei is still hitting as well as he is, arguably.
And Judge
They're
has
close.
Judge has more home runs, more RBIs, his best OPS in the MLB. Everything he's got, he's first in just about everything.
Yeah.
So Judge has got to be the best player in the MLB right there now. I mean, yes, when Otani starts pitching, of course
they'll run away with their MVPs.
Yeah,
I don't think. I think. Judge has got to be both. Judge and Otani have to be odds on. They have to be minus something on sports
minus
books.
1,000 for the AL.
Yeah.
So you think Otani's the best player in the MLB?
I think so.
You don't think it's Judge?
No.
But Otani doesn't even play the field. DHs.
Judge does a little bit of that too.
Yeah,
he'll
Judge
DH, but I mean, granted, Judge has a great arm.
Judge has 40 home runs right now.
Yeah,
Do you think Judge could break his AL or his own AL record of 62, the one that Roger Maris had?
I think he'll probably get to about 50, 55 this year.
I think he's gonna get like 50.
I got him at 54. I think
you
that's.
got him at 54.
We're in August now. I mean, he's got the whole month of August, the whole month of September.
So
7 and 7. About I think 7 would be valid.
He just hit
7
he just
a
hit
month?
40 last night.
7 a month. I think it's doable.
All righty, let's ask you this: if Judge were to retire today, is he a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
He's got
Yeah.
one MVP or two. One.
He'll get a second.
Yeah,
at least
a second. Yeah. Who has the most MVPs all time in AL? It's Trout, right? 3.
Think so.
I think it's Trout with 3, right?
Close. I don't know off the top of my head.
Ortiz has got 1, doesn't he?
1.
Yeah.
Ortiz has 1. I don't think Jeter got 1.
No.
I don't think Jeter ever got 1.
I know he's got 5 World Series.
Jeter has the rings.
Oh yeah,
Jeter's got 3,000 hits.
Let's ask you this: did you think Derek Jeter should have been unanimous MVP?
Right.
MVP?
Unanimous or Hall of Famer?
Unanimous Hall of Famer.
Well, one left him off, but yes.
Or do you think he should have been?
Yeah. I don't see how you can vote against him.
You don't think Jeter's overrated?
No.
Some people say he's overrated all time.
No. 3,000 hits, captain, 5 rings, great defender. What else can you ask for
I agree.
from a shortstop?
We agree on that one. I think people are crazy when they say Jeter's overrated. 5 World Series, but he doesn't have an MVP though.
He was on loaded teams.
That is true.
And granted, his role was not to hit home runs. He was a tone setter.
He's a shortstop.
He was a leadoff guy.
He's a base hitter.
He was a leadoff guy, batted second.
He's a contact guy.
Yeah. He was a tone setter. He stole bases, did everything.
Is he the greatest shortstop of all time?
I think there's an argument, but
100%.
Shortstop room's deep.
Okay.
It's really deep.
Give me some.
Honus Wagner.
Yep.
What
else we got? I mean, there's a lot.
Bogarts isn't there.
No, hell no. There's some.
Ryan Sandberg wasn't a shortstop.
Ryan Sandberg.
Was he? He was second and third
Ozzie
base.
Smith.
Ozzie Smith's up there.
Yep.
Just from the excitement level.
Jeter's the best shortstop of all time.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I've researched this list a lot. There's a lot of guys, but I think what he did and what he brought to the game, yes.
I think it kind of brought attention to the shortstop position.
Hands down, he's the greatest shortstop of all time.
And the other thing that has to be rewarded for that,
a
lot of guys start at shortstop, a la Hanley Ramirez. Moved to third base, moved to first base. Yeah. Shortstop is your best athlete.
Yep.
Your guy who can move the most. Jeter was a 20-year guy at shortstop.
Yep.
No, you can't hold that against him.
No, yeah, he was a shortstop through and through.
Yep.
I mean, he literally was like at the end of his career. I mean, he gave everything he had.
Yeah.
5 World Series, Jeter, man.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this one here. Do you think this is not about sports? I got to ask you this. I've had this debate. Is a hot dog a sandwich? No, a hot dog's not a sandwich.
I don't think so.
How can you say a hot dog's a sandwich?
I think if
what do you categorize it as?
I think if the buns are like the buns together,
yes.
right? If it was if it was separate,
yep.
And like you decided to do your hot dog that way, if you're that kind of person, then sure. But hot dogs are not made to be split in half. Like buns are not made to be split in half.
So what do you call a hot dog then? Like if it's not a sandwich, then what is it?
I think it's its own thing.
So it's just a hot dog.
Like it's the same thing. Is a brat a sandwich? No, it's not. A bratwurst is a bratwurst.
A bratwurst is a sausage.
Yeah, it's a sausage.
Yeah.
But you put it on a bun. But you put it on a bun. It's like when it's not a sandwich.
It's not a sandwich.
It's not a sandwich.
No.
Like, it's not a handheld. Or,
So it's
well,
just-
it technically
I know
is
what you're saying.
but it's like a sandwich.
So
It's
you're
not,
so a hot dog is not a sandwich. It's just its own thing. You're saying.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
People are like, oh,
Yeah,
hot dog is a sandwich.
hot dog is not a sandwich.
No, it can't be. How? Like you just said, the bratwurst is literally
Like
the
anything
bratwurst.
you throw on a bun in that, brat, hot dog, what sausage, whatever you're putting
Yes.
on it. It's not a sandwich.
Why do people say why do people say that that is a sandwich then?
It's a good conversation starter if you're trying to
I don't get it though. I don't
I-
understand how hot dog can be a sandwich. I think it's its own thing.
It's just one of those arguments you have, right? And it's like the other one, like, do you put like both your socks on before you put your shoes on? Do you put one sock on, one shoe
jeez.
on, other sock on, other shoe on, or the toothpaste one where it's like, do you dip your toothbrush in water, then put the toothpaste
Yes.
on and dip it back in, or do you put
Wait, go back.
or do you put the toothpaste on before you dip it into the
No,
water?
that's disgusting.
I,
That's weird. No, the toothbrush needs to not be. The toothbrush can't be dry.
Yeah.
You have to.
Do you do the double dip though? Do you go in, put the toothpaste on? Do you dip it in water, put the toothpaste on, and then do this and start brushing, or do you do water, brush, put it back in the water, and then brush?
I take my toothbrush and I put it under the water.
Yeah.
And then I put the toothpaste on, and then I brush my teeth.
So you don't do the second water.
No, that's weird.
Okay.
No, that's like putting pineapple on pizza. No.
I'm glad we agree on that. Pineapple does not belong on pizza.
No, it doesn't. No, pineapple
Absolutely
does not. No, but no, you literally take the toothbrush, you dip it under the water, you put the toothpaste on, and you brush your teeth.
Yeah.
No. Let me ask you this one. How often do you wash your feet when you shower? Because Jason Kelsey said that he doesn't wash his feet when he showers.
I do it every other day.
Oh, you do? So you are a guy that you wash your feet down
Yeah.
and all that? Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't wash their feet after they shower or when they shower.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of let the soap run. I just basically let it run down my legs.
Yeah.
And put it on my feet.
But have you ever like scrub? Do you scrub or no?
No.
Oh, so you don't really.
I don't use like a scrubber. I'll just use my hand.
But I'm saying, like, are you sitting there and you're like this and stuff, or you just let the soap down? So that's not really.
I just let the soap run.
That's not really washing your feet, though.
It's close enough.
So you're not actually washing your feet.
It's close.
So you're not sitting there and you're going like this or
No,
that.
I don't. No, I don't do that.
Okay,
I don't sit down and do that. or,
Okay,
like,
that's my
any of
point.
that.
So you don't actually wash your feet then.
I wash the top of them.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't wash the bottom.
But so you're in the Jason Kelsey boat. You don't
Kind
really
of.
wash your feet.
Kind of.
All right. No, yeah, kind of.
Kind
of. I mean, I don't know. I don't really wash my feet that often either. I mean, after I play hockey or stuff, yes, or the gym, yes. But I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it every day.
No.
It's a lot of work.
It's like every other day.
You got any more toothpaste
No.
ones like that?
No.
What do you do?
I do.
Do you do the double dip thing?
I think I catch myself double dipping sometimes, but
Oh my god, you're a double dip. Are you a double dipper?
I do one. I know I do one dip at least, but I think
Okay.
there's times where I've done some days I've done 2 dips, some days I've done 1.
Are you a double dipper with everything? Like, do you meaning like chips and stuff?
In what context for chips?
Like, just do you take the chip and then you bite it and you eat the half of the chip and then you put it back in?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
That's
no.
gross.
It stays in my hand.
So you're not a double dipper?
No.
Okay, good. All right.
Oh.
Green flag.
Oh, like on on like
Chips.
on like chips and dip.
Yes.
Oh no, I will not dip back in. No, if I'm eating with
Do you think it's gross?
any sort of if any sort of dip or guac or whatever salsa,
It's one bite.
it's one bite and the whole chip. It's basically a 2 bite. One bite with salsa, the other is just plain because you can't dip the entire chip. And
I think I don't know. I'm a double dipper. I mean, I guess some things. So you take the salt, you take the chip, and then you put it in the salsa.
Yeah, whatever.
And
it
you
is.
just take it down in one bite.
Yeah, basically.
Do you think it's gross that people double dip? I think it's weird.
If you're sharing, yeah. But if
Yeah,
it's
it
like
is.
if I'm living in an apartment or something by myself
well,
and I
yeah.
do that, then no. But like if you're in public or if you're like hosting a party and you do that, yeah, it's gross.
yeah.
You shouldn't be doing that because
yeah, it's kind of gross. Do you pour your milk before your cereal, or do you pour the cereal? Do you put the cereal in and then after, and then the milk?
cereal then milk.
Yes.
Cereal then milk.
Cereal, not milk before cereal.
No.
Okay, good. That's
Cereal,
kind of
then
like
milk.
Ted Bundy vibes.
Yeah, no, cereal
If you pour your milk before your cereal, that's a little weird.
cereal then milk.
Who does that? Why would you pour your milk before your cereal?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
That makes no
because
sense.
You have to fill up the bowl, and how much you want.
You don't know how much.
What do you need more of? You need the cereal. It's the purpose of your breakfast, right? You pour the amount of cereal you want to eat, and then you fill it with milk to whatever your desired level.
If you pour a little bit of milk in there, it doesn't make any sense. If you just put a little bit of milk, and you only put, or if you pour the milk before, then you're putting all this milk up, and then you don't know what cereal. Exactly. I've never done that before. No. I always ask people, I'm like, do you pour your milk before your cereal, or do you put your cereal out in milk?
Yeah, I've never done that.
Well, Alex, I think that does it for us, yeah?
Yeah, man, that was great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, as always, it was a pleasure to record with Alex. We didn't do our 5 questions today because we asked Alex last summer. I don't think his 5 questions changed. Oh, wait, no. We can't. I got to ask you one more thing. Do you think Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged? Come on, I got to hear it. You like Taylor Swift. I got to hear your Taylor Swift opinion.
Do I think they're engaged?
Yes.
Be awfully quick, but celebrities are celebrities, right? They can kind of break norms and marry in a few months. I mean,
do you think so? I've asked a lot of people this.
I feel like it'd be more publicized. I feel like she would make it a big deal.
She would. But she's not very public though.
I feel like one of them would make it. I feel like at least one of them would make it a big deal. So at this point, I think no.
So you don't think they're engaged?
No.
Do you think? Well, they're definitely not going to get engaged up right now if they aren't, or if they are, because the football season.
Yeah.
So maybe an announcement after the season.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe Christmas time.
No, after the season. Remember?
No, maybe Christmas time though.
Can't be during the season though.
Never know.
I don't think so. I think it's if anything. I think they're engaged, but I don't think they are.
I don't think the locker room would want that attention.
No, I think it'd have to be after the season. Do you think Travis Kelce, if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl this year, do you think he could retire after this one?
He is 35 now, or 34. He's 34, 35, 36.
Yep.
I think it's time. I think he'd be ready to settle down and kind of just live life with her.
Yep.
Because you know how dedicated he is to this, having flown from Nevada to Europe and doing all these journeys. I think if he ggets one more, I think he's fine. I think he will retire if they win one more this year.
Even if his contract is not, or even if he signed the contract extension though too, so he's got technically 2 more years.
Yeah.
Said he doesn't have any plans of retiring anytime soon.
Yeah.
Would he go down as the greatest tight end of all time if he wins a 4th? Gronk has 4.
Yes, I think he would, because I have a lot of respect for Rob Gronkowski.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah,
Travis Kelce has not.
No,
he's bared the bruises.
Mm-hmm.
He's handled it all. And, granted, he's missed a week here and there, if that. He's
barely.
He's been pretty durable.
Yeah.
In his time in the NFL.
Yeah. Well, guys, it was a pleasure to record for you as always. The Inquisitive Mama podcast is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Our guest today was Alex Martin. Alex Martin is a sports reporter for the Naples Daily News Press. Naples Daily News. He's got your Southwest Florida sports covered. It was awesome to record with Alex. We hit on the MLB, the NFL, some WNBA, the Olympics. What dream team versus the Avengers? Who would win? It was a great episode as always. You know where to find us, and we will see you guys next time.